Whether you are presenting to a small group of 20 or a large group of 200, there are many things you can do in advance to ensure that your presentation achieves the desired response. The most important is to know and understand your audience as well as the venue logistics. To connect with your audience, you need to understand why your topic is important to them. What do they expect to learn from the presentation? Don't assume the audience is like you. They may have cultural or geographic biases, and the more you understand them, the better you can express yourself to them and avoid speaking gaffes. It is also important to know the level of knowledge they have about your topic, so you can present the information with the correct tone to keep people interested and engaged. There is nothing more insulting than to present basic information to a highly knowledgeable audience, and conversely, speak at too high a level for a novice audience. If you are presenting in a foreign country, it is important to understand the cultural differences of the audience. How do they dress? How is their sense of humor? How do they typically communicate? What gestures are appropriate or inappropriate? Are there religious factors that should be considered? There are several things you can do to prepare and research your audience before and at the beginning of the talk that will help you adjust your speech to better engage the audience.
A liability is something a person or company owes, usually a sum of money. Liabilities are settled over time through the transfer of economic benefits including money, goods, or services. Recorded on the right side of the balance sheet, liabilities include loans, accounts payable, mortgages, deferred revenues, bonds, warranties, and accrued expenses. In general, a liability is an obligation between one party and another not yet completed or paid for. In the world of accounting, a financial liability is also an obligation but is more defined by previous business transactions, events, sales, exchange of assets or services, or anything that would provide economic benefit at a later date. Liabilities are usually considered short-term or long-term. Liabilities are also known as current or non-current depending on the context. They can include a future service owed to others, short or long-term borrowing from banks, individuals, or other entities, or a previous transaction that has created an unsettled obligation. The most common liabilities are usually the largest, like accounts payable and bonds payable. Most companies will have these two line items on their balance sheet, as they are part of ongoing current and long-term operations. Liabilities are a vital aspect of a company because they are used to finance operations and pay for large expansions. They can also make transactions between businesses more efficient. For example, in most cases, if a wine supplier sells a case of wine to a restaurant, it does not demand payment when it delivers the goods. Rather, it invoices the restaurant for the purchase to streamline the drop-off and make paying easier for the restaurant.
Negotiation is a method by which people settle differences. It is a process by which compromise or agreement is reached while avoiding argument and dispute. In any disagreement, individuals understandably aim to achieve the best possible outcome for their position. However, the principles of fairness, seeking mutual benefit and maintaining a relationship are the keys to a successful outcome. In order to achieve a desirable outcome, it may be useful to follow a structured approach to negotiation. For example, in a work situation, a meeting may need to be arranged in which all parties involved can come together. Sometimes it is helpful to take notes during the discussion stage to record all points put forward in case there is need for further clarification. It is extremely important to listen, as when disagreement takes place it is easy to make the mistake of saying too much and listening too little. Each side should have an equal opportunity to present their case. It is helpful to list these factors in order of priority. Through this clarification it is often possible to identify or establish some common ground. Clarification is an essential part of the negotiation process. Without it, misunderstandings are likely to occur which may cause problems and barriers to reaching a beneficial outcome. It is essential for everybody involved to keep an open mind in order to achieve an acceptable solution. Any agreement needs to be made perfectly clear so that both sides know what has been decided. Road accident is most unwanted thing to happen to a road user, though they happen quite often. The most unfortunate thing is that we don't learn from our mistakes on road. Most of the road users are quite well aware of the general rules and safety measures while using roads, but it is only the laxity on part of road users, which cause accidents and crashes. Main cause of accidents and crashes are due to human errors. We are elaborating some of the common behavior of humans which results in accident. Overspeeding, drunken driving, distractions to driver, red light jumping, avoiding safety gears like seat belts and helmets, non-adherence to lane driving and overtaking in a wrong manner. Various national and international researchers have found these as most common behavior of road drivers, which leads to accidents. Most of the fatal accidents occur due to overspeeding. It is a natural psyche of humans to excel. If given a chance, man is sure to achieve infinity in speed. But when we are sharing the road with other users, we will always remain behind some or other vehicle. Increase in speed multiplies the risk of accident and severity of injury during accident. Faster vehicles are more prone to accident than the slower one, and the severity of accident will also be more in case of faster. The severity of accident will also be more in case of faster vehicles. Higher the speed, greater the risk. At high speed the vehicle needs greater distance to stop, that is, braking distance. A slower vehicle comes to halt immediately, while faster one takes long way to stop and also skids a long distance due to law of motion. A vehicle moving on high speed will have greater impact during the crash and hence will cause more injuries. The ability to judge the forthcoming events also gets reduced while driving at faster speed, which causes error in judgment and finally a crash.
Analytical skills are important because they allow people to find solutions to various problems and make concrete decisions and action plans to solve these problems. As mentioned earlier, they are important skills in all disciplines, ranging from data science, project management, marketing, law, medicine, scientific research, accounting, etc. Analytical skills are exceptionally important in finance. Financial analysts must be able to synthesize large volumes of data, analyze the data, and find a solution to various problems. For example, consider an equity research analyst for an investment fund. The problem that needs to be solved is finding the ideal equity investment that fits the portfolio's philosophy. In order for the analyst to solve such a problem, they must take financial information from reports of companies, pricing information, information on the current portfolio, and other relevant data points. Next, the analyst must analyze the information and find an ideal equity investment with an optimal return and risk profile, as well as an investment that aligns with the fund's investing philosophy. Lastly, the analyst must be able to communicate their findings to the portfolio manager, so that an investment decision can be made in a timely manner.